So the question we've been asked to do is, what kind of media institutions would distribute our local radio news? And the 3 points we'll be focusing on is institution, distribution, and local radio news. So an example of an institution would be Warner Brothers, which is a big film industry that specializes in movies, and Apple, who specializes in technology, and Nike, who specializes in fashion, but sportwear fashion. But these are not radio institutions. A few radio institutions you can see here are businesses like the BBC, which owns about nearly 60 radio stations. And another example is Celador, which is a commercial radio station who run about nearly 20 radio stations in like local areas in the UK. Celador specializes in local radio news because they have to make sure they basically carry out the standards set by Ofcom. A few of the Celador stations involve North Dorset, Bridgewater, as you can see on the screen here. Their website shows basically all their radio stations, which is nearly 20 as I said before, and Andover, Newbury. All these radio stations are set out across the UK.
So here we have Ofcom. Basically Ofcom is a public body which basically issues licenses to radio institutions such as Celador, giving them access to radio transmitters. However, in order to do this, they must pass the Ofcom test.
Thomson Reuters is an organisation that basically made the algorithms for local commercial radio stations like The Breeze, which we previously showed. Reuters has more than 60,000 people working for them, more than the BBC does. These algorithms enable the distribution of news to local radio stations who don't have the resources to collect the news themselves. It is then transmitted into people's homes and personal radios.
Now here's a broadcast from Portsmouth News.
Across Portsmouth and the south.
18 others have been hurt after an explosion destroyed 2 apartment buildings in New York. An expert has been questioned about the bathroom door which Oscar Pistorius fired through, killing his girlfriend. Relatives of passengers who were on board the missing Malaysian Airlines flights have been arguing with airline staff. A motorist has suffered a serious eye injury after allegedly being punched by a cyclist in Portsmouth.
As you can see from the broadcast, the first news item was New York, South Africa, Malaysia, then Portsmouth. Clearly Portsmouth could not have gathered this information, but thanks to a company like Reuters, they have access to the news around the world through computer algorithms.
I now understand about institutions and distributions, but why does a company like Reuters go to the trouble of distributing news around the world?
Because there's money in the news. Millions, even billions of people want to know what's happening in the world. And big companies like Reuters can make big profits.
There may be benefits for companies like Reuters, but there are also benefits for audiences. Audiences benefit from news because they become more informed and they know better how to vote and make informed decisions about their lives.